you like to know the secret to making marketing simple? That's what we're going to share with you today. What if I told you that one book could do the heavy lifting for your marketing and simplify your message, sharpen your ads, and make every post easier to create? Well, in this video, we'll cover how your book can become the foundation that simplifies your entire marketing strategy. Hey, I'm Michael DeLon. I'm founder of Paperback Expert. We have helped over 250 business owners become best-selling authors, grow their business year over year. And here's something I've noticed. The ones who treat their book as just another marketing asset, they struggle. But the ones who make their book the center of everything, the cornerstone of their marketing gets easier, their message gets clearer, and their team finally knows what to say. See, most business owners are drowning in marketing tasks. They're juggling social media and email campaigns and ads and blogs and webinars, and it all feels so scattered and exhausting. But when you have a book, everything changes. Your book becomes your marketing North Star. And suddenly, instead of creating content from scratch every single week, you're pulling ideas from the central source, your library of content, your book. Let me share with you how this works. The book as your North Star for content creation. That's how you need to be thinking about your book. Let's start with the biggest problem most business owners face. They don't know what to talk about. So you sit down and write a LinkedIn post or record a video and you draw a blank. What am I going to say this week? Haven't I already covered that? Am I repeating myself? All that mental garbage. And that's because you're making it up as you go. You don't have a framework. You don't have a core message. You're just reacting to whatever feels relevant in the moment. But here's what happens when you have a book. Your book becomes your content library. Think about it. If your book has 12 chapters, that's 12 core themes that you can talk about for the entire next year. Each chapter is a pillar. Each section of your book becomes a social post, and each story a video script. You're not starting from scratch anymore. You're pulling from a well that you've already dug. And here's the best part. Because it's all coming from the same source, your message stays consistent. Your audience isn't confused about what you stand for. They hear the same themes over and over, and that repetition builds trust. Your book isn't just content. It's your content strategy. Now, let's talk about clarity, because this is where most marketing really falls apart. You've probably experienced this. You write an ad and it doesn't quite land. You send an email and the responses are lukewarm. And you post on social media and, well, nobody engages. And the reason? Your message isn't clear. You're trying to say too much. You're trying to be everything to everyone. And as a result, you're not saying anything at all. But when you write a book, you're forced to get clear. You have to decide, what's the one problem I solve? Who am I solving it for? What's the unique approach? And once you answer those questions in your book, they become the foundation for everything else. Your ads? Well, they're just shorter versions of your book's message. Your emails, they're expanding on ideas you've already written about. Your social posts, they're pulling stories and insights directly from your chapters. You're not inventing new messages every time you sit down to create content. You're reinforcing the same message in different formats. And that's how you build a brand that people remember and trust and hire. Let me give you a tactical example of how powerful this is. Let's say you have a chapter in your book called The 3 Biggest Mistakes That People Make When Planning for Retirement. That one chapter can become 3 separate LinkedIn posts, one for each mistake. A YouTube video walking through all 3. An email series over 3 days. An Instagram carousel breaking down each mistake visually. And a lead magnet offering a checklist to avoid those mistakes. That's 5 pieces of content from one chapter. Now multiply that across your entire book. If you have 10 chapters and each chapter gives you 5 pieces of content, that's 50 pieces of content, marketing material from one book. And you're just getting started. You're not going to be scrambling to come up with ideas when you have a book. You're not staring at a blank screen. You're just repurposing what you've already created. And because it's all rooted in the same message, it reinforces itself. Every time someone sees one of these posts, they're getting another layer of your expertise, and that builds credibility. This is how you create an omnipresence within your audience, not burnout. Now, here's when it gets really powerful: consistent storytelling. People don't trust brands because of logos and taglines. They trust brands because of stories. And when those stories are told consistently over and over and over again in different ways, that's when trust accelerates. So your book is full of stories. Stories about clients you've helped, stories about why you do what you do, stories that illustrate your philosophy and your process. And when you pull those stories into your marketing, when you reference them in your emails, on podcasts, when you share them in your videos, mention them in your ads, you're creating a narrative that people start to recognize. They think, oh, I've heard that client story before. I remember that. And that familiarity breeds trust. Compare that to a business owner who's just constantly switching up their message. One week they're talking about productivity, and the next week mindset. And then after that, well, who knows what they're talking about? Lead generation or conversions. Their audience is confused. They don't know what the business owner stands for, and confusion kills conversions. But when your marketing is built on your book, on a clear message, you're telling the same story in 100 different ways. That repetition is what turns strangers into fans, fans into clients. Here's something most people don't think about. Your book doesn't just simplify your marketing, it simplifies your entire team's communication. And let me explain that. When your sales team is talking to prospects, what do they say? When your customer service team is answering questions, how do they explain your process? And when your marketing team is creating ads, what message are they using? If you don't have a book, everyone's probably saying something slightly different, and that creates inconsistency. It confuses prospects and it weakens your brand. But when you have a book, everyone's on the same page. Your sales team can reference the book. Like I talk about in chapter 3, here's how it works. Your marketing team can pull language directly from your book to write ads that sound like you. And your customer service team can send clients to specific chapters to read when they have questions. You're not reinventing the wheel every time. You're speaking from the same source, and that alignment makes your entire business run smoother. That's what happens when your book becomes the center of your marketing. It's not just another thing that you do, it's the thing that makes everything work better. So if you're tired of juggling a dozen different marketing tactics that just don't seem to connect, if you want a simpler, clearer way to grow your business, it's time to write your book. We help business owners like you create a book that becomes the foundation, the corner piece for everything you do. And when you do it using our Speak to Write process, you never have to write a single word. If you're ready to simplify your marketing and finally have a message that sticks, that compels, click the link below. Let's book a consultation with me, and let's talk about how your book can transform your entire business. Now, if you found this helpful, don't forget, please remember, hit like, subscribe, and make sure that you watch the next video.